In this day and age, it's very interesting to see the influx of games that are coming out on the eShop. There's a little bit of everything for everybody out there. We got our arcade games, our shooters, our beat 'em ups, our fighters. Almost every single genre is covered out there. And once in a while, something brand new comes out from out of nowhere that somewhat seems like an interesting concept, an interesting idea, something a little bit original and different than what we see out there. And that's exactly what I saw out of Feather, which is the game we are going to talk about today. It's a game where you control a bird and you fly around an island. As simple as that. So we're going to sit back, relax, grab a snacky and a drinky, and we're going to see if Feather is worth buying for your Nintendo Switch. So Feather is being touted as a simulation game. You control a brown little Twitter bird as you just fly around an island. That's it. There's no missions, there's no enemies, there's no fighting. You can't even die in this game. It's probably about as passive of a game as you can get. The only thing that you have to do is just control this bird as you just fly around an island. That might sound a little bit boring to the unsuspecting person. You know, you spend your hard-earned money to get a game. You want to have some fun. You want to see some action. You want some thrills. You want some skill. You want combat. You want any kind of thing that resembles a game. And that's actually what caught my attention on here, because they were really advertising this as something that was just a real passive game, especially with its passive multiplayer, which we'll touch on that in a minute. Now, there are a few control schemes and stuff in Feather. You control the bird, kind of like Star Fox. Like you would play Star Fox. Actually, it's actually like you were playing Star Fox. The bird moves with the left analog stick. The right analog stick controls the camera. If you use the shoulder buttons, you kind of do like a barrel roll type of thing. And then if you press one of the other buttons, you kind of do like a flip and change your direction. And then you can speed up and slow down with the trigger buttons. That's it. There's actually no other kind of game modes. No other kind of battles, no combat, nothing. It is strictly about exploring this island and just having a casual, laid-back time. So what really piqued my interest, it was how it was strictly being advertised as it being a relaxed game. And with Nintendo Switch Online, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you're actually able to engage in what is called passive multiplayer with other people, where you fly together. And I was kind of like, okay, this game is about $10. There's not much in way of content. It's very content light. What does this game have to offer? And you know, I played it, and it has very, very solid flight controls. These are smooth, and it was pretty impressive. The bird controls solid, better than even some actual airplane and jet plane and, you know, air fighting games and shooters that I've ever played in my life. This controls better than a lot of games that I've ever seen, and that was very good. That's the most positive thing I have to say about it. In addition to that, the scenery, even though it's not really high def of graphics, you're not seeing some, you know, 1080p 4K style things. It's real cartoony looking, real artistic, minimal artistic, if that makes any sense. A little bit of a shell shaded type of look, and the music is real, you know, soft piano, melodic type of stuff. It had a good little atmosphere about it that kind of relaxes you. But playing with people online, that changes everything. There's just something about flying around with somebody else and just experiencing free flight. It was almost beautiful, like dancing in the air. I don't want to get all Shakespeare and romantic on you guys, but there was just something about it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to demo the game for you guys real quick so you can see it for yourselves, decide whether maybe this is something that you would really like to check out. So let's go ahead, begin the demonstration of Feather. Alright guys, so this is Feather, and as I mentioned, it literally is a game about taking control of a bird. You move around with the left analog stick, and it's actually pretty responsive. It's intuitive. and it feels really great. I will give them that. The flight controls are pretty. It's almost like Star Fox. Look, like the shoulder buttons do like barrel rolls and stuff, and you can even switch it up a little bit. X does a cool little flip. Does that. You can speed up with ZR. You can do fancy stuff. You can slow down with ZL. And the main premise is there's nothing. This is a real, just chill, kind of just relax, atmospheric type of game. There's no real objective, no real purpose. The music is very ambient. You can change the music actually by going through these rings, like so, and it'll kind of like change the music. And it's a very simple game with a very simple concept. The graphics, as you can see, are kind of, I guess, colorful, vibrant, not too realistic. I would say almost like a quasi, like shell shaded type of look. Yeah, it's very chill. As you would see, there's no main objectives, there's no story, there's no like any kind of thing to worry about in regards to the major gameplay. And you're able to just explore the island. There are some like secret caves, secret portals, things like that take you around the island. But the main feature, and it actually took me a while after playing this game for a bit to discover, is the multiplayer mode. This game has a multiplayer mode that's available. Nintendo Switch Online subscription gives you access to this, and it's not very easy to find. In fact, you have to go to options and you have to go to go online. So keep in mind, if you get this game and you want to play, you have to go through a menu to find it. It's not off of like a main title screen or anything like that. But now I am online, and if anybody's on at this moment playing the game, we will be able to fly around, and they call it passive multiplayer. So there's no competitive edge, there's no fighting. Did I find somebody? Yeah, here's somebody right here. So I'm flying with another player right here. So somebody's actually playing the game. There they are. It's kind of hard to see them because they're a tiny little bird too, but it's actually kind of neat to be able just to free fly with somebody. You know, you could say this game kind of is boring. You could say it's bland. You could say that you prefer something more meaty and juicy. But in all honesty, sometimes something as simple as being able to feel free with flight, you know, you can't really pay a price on that. You know, right now I'm circling around with somebody in the air. Like, you know, that's actually kind of neat. The ambience, you can see the sun is starting to go down. See, that's them, that little dot. They're chirping right back at me. So let's see if I can follow them a little bit. Look at that. I'm following. Oh, shoot. There they are. I mean, honestly, I'm a sucker for things that convey, like, emotion and artistic, like, I guess, expression and stuff, imagery, things like that. And, you know, combined with the music and just knowing that, I don't know who the hell this is that I'm playing with, but, you know, we're just chilling. You know, we're a couple of birds just floating around an island with no real big objective to do. Look, I'm following. I think that's really cool. If there was more people on this flying with us, that would actually be pretty neat. We can get like a school of birds happening. But it's really cool that I managed to find somebody online. There's a lot of indie games that I've played where I've had trouble checking it out, and there are slight frame rate issues, of course, on this game, but it's still, you know, it really, like, the controls really do feel like you're controlling a bird rather well. It doesn't feel loose, doesn't feel awkward. Where's he at? There he is. There's one. Am I playing with multiple people now? Holy crap, yeah. There's a second one. There's two of them. There's two of us up in here now. You can see their trails. That's awesome. And I know I'm kind of where you're saying this is awesome and exciting and everything. To me, relaxation is a neat little thing to have in your games. You know, not everything needs to be violence and stuff, and I don't want to sound like a wimp when I say that, but this is actually a little bit more entertaining than I thought it would be. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Let's close out with our finishing thoughts. All right, so closing thoughts again. The game's real, I guess, shining aspect is its control. It's very intuitive, and it really has no slip-ups. Sure, there's a little bit of frame rates with the way the game itself performs, you know, when you transfer from one end of the island or not, but it's not that distracting. It doesn't really hinder the gameplay, and it's... While I do wish that there was more in way of modes, maybe like a time attack, maybe there's like rings or objectives, you have to fly from one point to the other, or, you know, some kind of race mode. You know, I would have liked to seen a variety in modes actually thrown on here. That would have been nice. It does present something that some people just might want. You know, everybody thinks about what they want in a game. What, oh, these guys want this kind of hardcore RPG type of game. These guys want these kind of hardcore fighters, things like that. Nobody ever really takes into consideration what gamers that just might want something to just relax and vibe out to for a little bit. There's got to be something for everybody for a console, in my opinion. For it to be really successful, its library has to really cater to a lot of type of things. And that's why I like finding little gems like this in the eShop, is that Feather really plays like nothing else I've ever experienced. There's no real rhyme or reason to its gameplay. It's just go fly and have fun. And who didn't ever grow up wanting to be able to have the power of flying? You could feel it as a bird in this game. I'm not saying that this is the greatest game of all time, but I'm just saying that it does fit in as something unique in the eShop, where there's a lot of retro games, a lot of 8-bit and 16-bit twin-stick shooters and fighters and RPGs and stuff. You know, it's getting saturated with too many games that are too similar, and I will give Feather some credit for doing something a little bit different, even if it is a little bit slower paced, even if it doesn't have as much action as anything else, even though it's very content light. Again, as I mentioned, there's not that much in way of different modes and stuff. It presents something unique and original, and sure, $10 might be a little steep for what the game offers in way of content, but I was actually pleasantly surprised with how much fun it was to actually fly with somebody on multiplayer. So I guess Feather is something where if you're a little bit less of a hardcore competitive gamer, you're looking for something to kind of just chill out to, it's worth checking out. If you are somebody that wants a lot more action and stuff and bang for your buck, then definitely go elsewhere. I was pleasantly surprised with it, so Feather brought something unique to the table, and that's why I'm giving it its props. And guys, that's it for today's video. If you're brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription. It's free, damn it. It is free. And comment, dislike, like, all that good jazz. Let's throw some engagement out there. I like to respond to people in the comments. Look at me. Such a great guy. Respond to comments. Anyways, just kidding. I like to have fun. I upload all the time. And yeah, let's build a good community here, guys. I will see you, as always, on the next video. Have a great day. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.